Here at home, we've seen a number of the nation's most well-known and prestigious universities facing criticism for their response to student-led and campus organizations voicing anti-Semitic sentiment. Now, in the wake of the October 7th attacks, there were a number of demonstrations. I mean, you saw it all over the country at colleges, which essentially dismissed that violent assault on Israel. In some cases, student groups blamed Israel for the attack. And we've seen that from politicians as well. Campus leaders have been saying a lot of this is condemned in terms of the voice of these students. However, they're giving them the right to free speech. This has created a rift between pro-Palestinian student organizations and campus leadership in some cases, but others are saying, you know what, these colleges aren't doing enough. Joining us right now is Israeli journalist Miri Michaeli. Am I saying your name right?
It's Michaeli, but
Michaeli.
Perfectly. Thank you so much.
Your accent is lovely. Mine, not so much. Thank you so much. I wanted to bring up, yes, Miri, I had this video that I saw in researching the story. A Cornell professor caught on video saying it was exhilarating. Yes, you saw that video as well when Hamas attacked. His comments were later condemned by the school, but do you think that some of these campuses are just staying quiet because they want to be politically correct?
Adrienne, I have to start by saying as an Israeli that we are really appreciative of the U.S. support and the moral clarity of Americans. But at the same time, as you mentioned, I've seen what's going on in campuses, and it's terrifying. How can a professor at Cornell University say that beheading babies is exhilarating? What happened to humanity? They are supporting human trafficking. And I want to speak directly to the president of Harvard University. You support human trafficking. You know that Hamas terrorists pay $10,000 for every abducted Jew, $10,000. So president of Harvard, maybe you want to put up a bid for babies in your university. Here's the money for it. You're so woke, you're morally broke. Wake up, America.
You know, I want to speak to Harvard's president, actually speaking out, saying that they've condemned Hamas's actions, but that these students don't speak for the leadership at Harvard. At the same time, you've got, let me just give you another example. Larry Hogan, Maryland's former governor, he just withdrew from a pair of Harvard fellowships, saying students have a right to free speech, but not hate speech. What should these colleges be doing? Do you think that they should go as far as dismissing these students, not allowing them to attend anymore?
For sure. Those students, not only they're not condemning Hamas actions, horrific actions, they support it. They chant for the killing of Jews, myself included, every Israeli, every Jew, from the river to the sea. What does it mean? It means what we've seen on October 7th, the massacre of babies, beheading of children, abducting of families. And I gotta tell you, you know, many of those families in the south, near the border with Gaza, they went every Saturday morning to fly kites to Gaza, saying they want peace. That's what Israelis are all about. A Jew prays every day in every prayer for peace. And in the end, what happened? This is what happens. So, you know, it all reminds me of the Holocaust. Freedom of speech is very important, but not when it comes to chance of murdering Israelis, of murdering Jews. I don't see how they don't understand it. How come they don't see that they're supporting human trafficking and massacre?
It's interesting because you have these professors who have come out and said things that have been on the record, videos, and then quickly, when they are accused of anti-Semitism, they come back and apologize, but their true colors have been shown. It's very challenging to understand how their apology could be legit when they've said such harmful things. What is your call, your challenge to anyone in governance, anyone who is leading a school like the Harvard president whom you called out? What should the step be in order to have voices on campus that call for peace, the kind of peace that you're talking about, instead of protest?
Those students should not be allowed to chant those chants. It's horrifying. And every person who donates money, I know that many contribute to the universities, should not contribute to those universities who fail to do so. And they failed not only to be human, but also to protect their own students and faculty. I have friends who go to Ivy League universities in America, and they are scared for their lives. You know that Hamas is not only talking about killing of Israelis, and they say it loud and clear, every Jew everywhere in the world, and after they're done with Jews, they're going to move to Christians. Everyone who's not Muslim and does not support Hamas, that's what they're saying, basically. They say it loud and clear.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.